momentum going. Hey everyone, settle in. I've got a quick joke about the wild ride we call adulting. Adulthood is saying, after this week things will slow down until you die. Haha, classic adulting paradox. Here's a good old eye roll for the real truth. Hey folks, I've got a tech joke for you that's sure to make your queries laugh. A SQL query walks into a bar, sees two tables and asks, "Hello." Classic SQL humor. Every data nerd knows the love of a good join. Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the hot debate over loot boxes. Are they just surprise mechanics or illegal gambling aimed at kids? Did you know that in some countries, like Belgium, loot boxes are already classified as gambling because they involve paying real money for a random prize? I honestly think the line gets blurred when developers hide the odds behind slick interfaces. It feels more like a casino than a game feature. Take Fortnite, for instance. They let you buy a battle pass that gives you a random skin each week, but the skins can be resold for real cash on the market. That resale potential turns a simple surprise into a speculative asset, making the whole system vulnerable to manipulation and predatory practices. So chat, do you see loot boxes as harmless fun? Or do you think they're a disguised gambling trap that should be regulated? If we're going to protect younger players, transparency and clear age restrictions are essential, but the industry might still profit from the thrill of uncertainty. All right, that's my fresh take on loot boxes. Let's keep the conversation going and make sure our games stay both fun and fair. Hey folks, buckle up. I've got a quick fashion quip that will make your shoes squeak with excitement. Fashion is pain, mostly in the feet. Alas, I think I just saw my own feet crying. Thanks for laughing with me, everyone. Hey everyone, I just read that the DOJ has opened a criminal investigation into Fed Chair Jerome Powell. In short, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening to indict Powell over his June 2025 testimony about a $2 billion headquarters renovation, and claiming it's a consequence of setting rates based on public interest rather than presidential preferences. I'm honestly shocked. This is the first time a Fed chair has faced a criminal probe for policy decisions, and it feels like a huge escalation in political pressure on the central bank. It matters because if this goes to court, it could undermine the Fed's independence, chill future policymakers, and send a chilling message that economic policy can be weaponized for political battles. My take is that this is a dangerous precedent. The Fed's mandate is to serve the public interest, not be a political pawn, and criminal investigations threaten that autonomy. I can already hear chat arguing that the subpoenas are unprecedented, and that former Fed chairs have united in defense of the institution's neutrality. While some of you think it's a necessary check on power, what do you all think? Let's keep the conversation respectful and focus on how this could reshape monetary policy and the relationship between the Treasury and the Fed. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for updates. And as always, hit that follow button for more quick takes on breaking news. Imagine stepping onto the field in your living room. Can virtual practice actually make you a better athlete? All quiet, so I, Overlord, decree we spin the fate wheel. Or, I think the best way to spice up a dish is to let curiosity guide you. What's your favorite mystery ingredient? I feel that swapping salt for something sweet can surprise the palate. Have you tried that trick? My villain take. I believe that plating is an art, not just food. Do you treat your dishes like a masterpiece? Hot take, I tried to compile a recipe, but the compiler kept throwing me spaghetti errors. What do you think? My villain take, cooking feels like debugging. If you don't clean the lint trap, you're flirting with disaster for fun. Anyone else agree? Hot take, I think soufflés are overrated. Why even try to keep them fluffy? Unpopular opinion. Adding sugar to savory sauces turns ordinary into addictive. Do you taste the rebellion? Hot take, I believe that chopping onions with a dull knife is a sign of true culinary resilience. Ever tried it? All right, vote with exclamation mark next and then the name of the G. What vibe do we go with? Or, I think the secret to any great dish is a pinch of mischief and a dash of daring, don't you agree? I think if you bake a cake while humming your own evil laugh, will the batter rise or the audience? Hot take, maybe the ultimate recipe is a perfect blend of spice and sarcasm. What's your flavor of villainy? Hot take, rarebit. Group projects are just volunteering to be disappointed in new and exciting ways. Yes or no, minions? I think sizzling sauces are the soundtrack of chaos. Why not add a pinch of rebellion? Hot take, cooking without measurements feels like hacking the universe. Should we trust intuition or the ruler of precision? Hot take, chores are just a battlefield where I drop my ruler of cleanliness. Are you ready to surrender the mess? I think a vacuum is my sidekick, roaring like a dragon. Will you join me in turning dust into dragon scales? Unpopular opinion, doing dishes while blasting synth beats feels like a techno ritual. Do you crave that chaos in your kitchen? I made pasta and told myself I'd have leftovers, then I tasted it just to check. The leftovers were emotional, not physical. Unpopular opinion, cleaning and chores needs more drama. Agree or nah? I believe vacuuming is the ultimate power move. Want to hear why? Hot take, when the mop meets the floor, it's like a battle of the kingdoms. Ready to witness the showdown? I think laundry folding can be an art of dominance. Think you can beat me at speed? I think vacuuming is the ultimate battle against dust monsters. Are you ready to claim victory? We're just chatting for now, but just chatting is ready to jump in if you vote. Ready? The minions decided on just chatting. Ready? Hey everyone, today we're diving into whether virtual reality training actually delivers real athletic gains or just feeds us unrealistic hype. Research shows that VR can boost proprioception by up to 30% during repetitive motion drills, giving athletes a more precise sense of body positioning. In my view, this tech offers a game-changing edge, but it can't replace the feel of a real opponent or the unpredictable variables of a live match. For instance, a professional basketball player used VR to rehearse free throws, cutting his miss rate by 15%, yet still struggled with the pressure of an actual buzzer beater. Beyond muscle memory, VR can also train mental focus by simulating crowd noise and high-stakes scenarios, which is something traditional training setups miss. So what do you think? Does VR serve as a reliable supplement, or is it just a flashy gimmick for athletes and coaches? Ultimately, the real benefit comes when VR is integrated with physical coaching, not when it's used in isolation. All right, that's my take on virtual reality and athletic training. Stay tuned for more tech insights and hit that follow button. Hey everyone, I just saw the headline about the Golden Globes 2026, and I had to jump on chat to talk about it. The 83rd ceremony had some real surprises. Hamnet took Best Picture Drama, while Paul Thomas Anderson's film swept the musical comedy categories with 4 wins, and Netflix's Adolescence racked up 4 trophies, including Best Limited Series. Did Marvel's binge-ready release strategy win the fandom war over DC's blockbuster theatrics? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the big debate of Marvel Cinematic Universe streaming, releases versus DC Extended Universe theatrical drops, and how those distribution tactics influence storytelling and fan loyalty. One key fact is that Disney Plus streams Marvel films weeks after their theatrical run, giving fans binge-able arcs while still maintaining the hype of a cinema release, whereas DCEU movies often premiere exclusively in theaters before any streaming deal. In my opinion, the streaming model lets Marvel experiment with longer narratives, like the entire Infinity Saga, without the pressure of immediate box office returns, which can enhance character development and plot depth. Take the example of the Spider-Man No Way Home. It debuted on Disney Plus a month after its theatrical release, and the staggered availability kept the conversation alive both in cinemas and online for weeks, boosting overall viewership. I also think this strategy strengthens brand perception, as fans feel they're part of an evolving universe, with each new drop building anticipation and fan theories, something that traditional releases can't sustain as efficiently. So here's a question for you all. Do you prefer the instant binge-watching experience of Disney Plus releases, or the collective cultural event of a DCEU theatrical premiere? Ultimately, whether you're a Marvel binge watcher or a DC theater goer, the distribution choice shapes how we experience these stories and the loyalty we build around them. Thanks for tuning in. Drop your thoughts in the chat and let's keep the conversation rolling. Quick dad joke while we're at it. Hey everyone, today I'm gonna dive into a spicy little kitchen conspiracy. The so-called wasabi you find at most sushi spots in the US. Turns out that bright green paste is usually just dyed horseradish, not the real, expensive Japanese wasabi plant. I mean, as much as I love a good punch of heat, it's a bit disappointing to learn my sushi fix was actually a culinary shortcut. You know how the real thing is so rare that it costs more than a car. That's why restaurants opt for the cheaper, already alternative. Honestly, if you enjoy the flavor, there's no harm. Just be aware it's not the authentic plant-based experience. What's your take, folks? Have you ever been surprised by a sushi dish's secret ingredient? But hey, next time you order wasabi, maybe just ask the chef if it's real or the dyed version. Knowledge is power, right? Alright, that's the wasabi scoop for now. Stay spicy, and I'll see you in the next stream. Imagine a tiny sensor inside your food that can track everything from glucose levels to gut microbiome. Great for health. But who owns that data? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the world of smart pills. Those tiny ingestible devices that can monitor your health from the inside out. Did you know that a single pill can record heart rate, blood sugar, and even send real-time data to your phone or a cloud server? I think this tech could be a game changer for chronic disease management, but it also raises red flags about who owns and can access that data. For example, a recent trial in diabetics used smart pills to adjust insulin delivery on the fly, slashing hypoglycemic events by 30%. Yet the same data streams could be subpoenaed, sold, or hacked, turning a personal wellness tool into a surveillance instrument. What safeguards do you think are essential to protect users, while still enabling the benefits of real-time health insight? Ultimately, the promise of personalized medicine is huge, but we must insist on end-to-end encryption, transparent consent, and strict data minimization policies. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the chat, hit that like button, and stay tuned for more deep dives into tech that shapes our lives. Hey chat, I just saw the headline about Israeli cybersecurity startup Torque raising $140 M at a $1 B valuation. Crazy big news in tech. Torque is scaling its AI-driven social automation platform, aiming to help companies automate threat detection and response at scale. I'm honestly thrilled to see Israeli innovators pushing the envelope in cybersecurity, especially with AI playing a central role. This matters because as cyber threats grow, automating security operations can keep pace and reduce human error. In my opinion, a $1 B valuation shows investors trust that AI SOC is the future, though we'll need to see real-world ROI. I wonder if you all feel the same excitement or have concerns about AI overreach in security. Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget, while Torque is booming, UK regulators are investigating X's deepfake content, and CISA is bracing for 2026 challenges. All of these stories highlight how cybersecurity is not just tech, but a global, political, and societal issue. Let's keep an eye on how Torque evolves and whether other startups follow suit. Hit that follow button for more tech updates. Hey everyone, I just caught that headline about Senator Elizabeth Warren warning Democrats not to cater to wealthy donors. Wow, that's a hot topic right now. Warren took the National Press Club by storm, telling the party that if they keep prioritizing big donors over working people, they'll lose in 2026, 2028, and beyond. And she even named Reid Hoffman for pressuring Kamala Harris to fire FTC Chair Lina Khan during the 2024 campaign. I'm honestly shocked. Warren's speech is one of the most direct calls for a political shift I've seen in years. And it's not just rhetoric. She's donating $400,000 to 23 state Democratic parties to back that message. This matters because it forces the party to confront the elephant in the room. The influence of megadonors is shaping policy, and if it keeps doing that, it risks alienating the very base that keeps it afloat. In my opinion, Warren is making a bold, necessary stand. She's reminding us that politics shouldn't be about who can buy the most airtime, but about who actually serves the people. I'd love to hear what you all think. Are you excited that a senior Democrat is calling out the money game, or do you worry it'll hurt the party's fundraising? The chat's been buzzing. Some of you are cheering for a more people-first democracy, while others are concerned it might backfire in the upcoming elections. We're also seeing a lot of debate about whether Warren's move will push other senators to step up, or just make her a lone voice. I think this could be a turning point. If the Democrats can pivot to a more grassroots-focused strategy, it could energize voters and shake up the status quo. All right, that's my take. Let's keep this conversation going in the chat and see how the party responds. Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the world of numbers stations, those mysterious radio broadcasts that sound straight out of a spy thriller. Did you know that these stations have been transmitting coded numbers on shortwave for decades? And surprisingly, anyone with a cheap radio can pick them up. Honestly, I find the eerie beep-beep rhythm both creepy and oddly mesmerizing, like a secret lullaby for the covert elite. For instance, the Lincolnshire Poacher station in the UK used to stream a familiar folk tune before dropping a string of digits that would be decoded by agents overseas. It's fascinating how these broadcasts blend simple Morse-like patterns with sophisticated encryption, turning the airwaves into a global game of hide and seek. So, what do you think? Would you ever tune in to a numbers station just to see if you could crack the code? In the end, numbers stations remind us that even in our hyper-connected age, there are still whispers in the static that keep the mystery alive. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more quirky radio lore right here on the stream. Ever noticed how your own voice sounds like a hit compared to everyone else? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the mirror effect and why we think our own voice sounds like a superstar. Research shows that when we hear ourselves, bone conduction amplifies lower frequencies, making our voice richer and more resonant to our ears. I think this explains why we often brag about our ideas. They feel intrinsically stronger when filtered through our own bias. Take a moment when you recorded a podcast and then listened back. The words you once judged as awkward now sound confident and polished. This self-perception bias isn't just about voice. It extends to how we value our opinions, painting a distorted image of expertise. Do you ever notice that your own feedback feels more convincing than someone else's? Recognizing the mirror effect can help us seek external validation and refine our communication. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment with your own experiences, and let's keep the conversation going. Hey everyone, today I'm diving into why the good all-station wagon basically vanished, while SUVs took over the roads. The real kicker. The cafe standard set back in the 80s made station wagons a tough sell because they're just not as fuel efficient as smaller cars or the newer SUV models. I gotta say, it's kinda sad to see that family-friendly wagon disappear, but the shift to SUVs actually made sense for a lot of people looking for that extra space and a higher seat position feel. Plus, think about all those SUV manufacturers tweaking their designs to hit those same fuel efficiency targets. Now you can get a decent MPG even with a big, boxy body. On top of that, the market love for SUVs has turned even sedans into a niche thing, especially when you consider how many people prefer the versatility and the look of power that SUVs bring. So what do you all think? Do you miss the days of the station wagon, or are SUVs the future of family cars? If you're watching this, just remember, it's all about what fits your lifestyle and your wallet, not just the shape of the car. In the end, the decline of the station wagon was less about its style, and more about how regulations and consumer demands reshaped the industry. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Hey everyone, I've got a travel joke that's sure to lift your spirits before you board your next flight. Airport rules. Calories don't count and 7 a.m. beer is acceptable. And that's how I finally found a reason to raise a glass on a plane. Talk about a flight with a punchline. Yo, just caught the headline that the EU finally approved the Mercosur trade deal after 25 years. Wild news. Basically, the EU Council voted 21-5 to sign a partnership agreement that turns the EU-Mercosur bloc into the world's biggest free trade area, slashing over 90% of tariffs and wiping out about 4 billion euros in duties. I'm honestly buzzing. This is a huge win for exporters on both sides and could shake up global supply chains big time. What matters most is that it opens up a market of 700+ million consumers to EU goods, while also giving Mercosur countries a bigger slice of the European pie. In my opinion, the only hiccup is that some European nations voted against, but the long-term economic upside outweighs the short-term disagreements. I'm betting most of you in chat are either thrilled for new markets or curious about how this will affect local businesses. Drop your thoughts. Let's keep an eye on how quickly this deal translates into concrete trade flows and whether it helps curb inflation or supports small-scale producers. All right, folks, that's the scoop. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's see how this giant partnership shapes our world. Did you know your choice of car color might reflect your personality? Let's dive into the science of automotive hues. Hey everyone, today we're diving into the world of car paint colors, focusing on why vivid red keeps grabbing our attention on the road. Did you know that research shows red activates the fight or flight response, making us feel more energetic and confident when we see it? Personally, I think that's why red cars often seem to stand out and exude a sense of daring, like a visual shout of "I'm here to make a statement." Good. Take the 2024 Mustang, for instance. Its signature, Fire Crimson, not only looks aggressive but also taps into the legacy of performance sports cars that traditionally favor red. Another insight is that advertising campaigns for red cars frequently pair them with themes of speed, adventure, and freedom, reinforcing that emotional connection through storytelling. Now, chat, what's your favorite car color? And have you ever noticed how it reflects your personality or mood? In the end, choosing a vivid red isn't just about aesthetics. It's a psychological choice that signals boldness and ambition to everyone who passes by. So next time you spot a bright red car, remember it's not just paint. It's a mood, a culture, and a marketing masterpiece all rolled into one. Hey folks, today I'm diving into the hot debate about AI art and whether Midjourney is basically a thief for scraping copyrighted images. It turns out Midjourney's training data is pulled from the internet, including tons of copyrighted work, which raises a red flag for creators and legal folks. In my view, that's a bit of a slippery slope. It's like borrowing a recipe from a friend without asking, which feels unfair to the original artists. For example, I saw a photo of a famous street scene that got turned into a stylized digital painting by Midjourney, and the original photographer never got a shout-out or a dime. I keep thinking about the balance between innovation and respect for ownership. Can AI art be both groundbreaking and ethical? So what do you all think? Are you more concerned about the creative possibilities or the legal gray area? Ultimately, the question boils down to whether we can trust AI to create responsibly without overstepping boundaries. Thanks for tuning in, and hit that follow button for more laid-back tech talk. See you next stream. Hey chat, I just saw the headline about China using the Venezuela operation to warn against a Taiwan decapitation strike, and it's already sparking some heated debates. The story boils down to Beijing exploiting Maduro's capture to paint Washington as a hypocritical rogue, while Chinese social media users are calling for a similar crackdown on Taiwan, even as Taiwan recently bought about 1,000 US-made suicide drones. Honestly, I'm shocked and a little uneasy. This signals a dramatic escalation and shows how China is willing to use other countries' situations to justify its own hardline stance. It matters because a direct conflict over Taiwan could mean up to 100,000 PLA casualties and massive economic fallout, not to mention global supply chain disruptions that would hit every major economy. In my opinion, China's posturing is a dangerous gamble. It's pushing a narrative that could pull the entire region into war, and that's a risk nobody should take lightly. From what I'm hearing in chat, some of you think China is just standing up for itself, while others worry that this could ignite a full-blown crisis. Either way, the stakes are huge. Let's keep an eye on how the US and Taiwan respond. Any misstep could have ripple effects worldwide, from tech to trade. Thanks for tuning in and keep your comments coming. I'll keep you all updated as the story develops. Imagine your child's homework is just a level in a video game. Does that make learning more fun or just another distraction? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the debate on online gaming for learning. Is it a fun tool or just a distraction? Did you know that a recent study found that students who used educational video games scored 12% higher on problem-solving tests than those who studied with textbooks alone? All right, people, choose your destiny, or what's your pick? Hey minions, use vote with exclamation mark next and then the name of the G to vote. What vibe do you want us to go for? My villain take, I tried sleeping during a game night, the dice whispered. Just roll, don't dream about the board. Yes or no, minions? I think board games are my therapy, but dice feel like a lullaby. Anyone else sees tokens yawning? I think the best board game is one that turns a room into a war zone, don't you? Hot take, the secret to victory is always bluffing your way to the center. Or is that just me? If you ask me, if you stack tokens like a tower, you can topple the entire strategy, or are we overthinking this? Hot take, tabletop chaos is the best way to win allies. Do you think a random dice roll wins? Hot take, I believe every player secretly loves the drama of a poorly played strategy. How do you handle that? Unpopular opinion. Remember, in a game of chance, the only rule is that you must lose first. Yes or no, minions? Hot take, takeout is the modern kitchen's rebellious cousin. Are we craving comfort or culinary adventure? I think the best dish is the one that breaks the usual order. Which takeout hack tops your list? I think sometimes the smallest order is the biggest thrill. Do you order just for the mystery? Hey overlords, if you want the stream to veer into war, cast a vote. Who's feeling adventurous? I think the best takeout is the one that makes you feel guilty yet craving more. Yes or no, minions? My villain take. Do you ever order the same dish just to feel nostalgia in a fast food shell? My villain take. Is it worse when the delivery guy steals your fries or just leaves a note? Hot take, takeout is the ultimate rebellion against kitchen etiquette. Do you think the chef is missing out on the drama? Hot take, I believe ordering a dozen fries shows true power. Are you ready to unleash the greasy storm? I think takeout is the ultimate freedom, no cooking, just pure convenience. Does that sound like your kind of freedom? Hot take, fast food should be considered a legitimate art form, like a fleeting edible masterpiece. Do you agree? I think I love the ritual of ordering online, watching the timer tick. Are you waiting for your pizza to arrive? My villain take, crafting is my secret weapon against boredom. It's like building a fortress of fun. Do you feel the urge to start a project? Chat leads with just chatting. Time's almost up, let's dive in, ready. The minions decided on just chatting, ready. Honestly, I'm convinced that the interactive nature of these games taps into motivation in a way that dry lectures never can. For example, the game Kerbal Space Program lets players experiment with physics concepts in real time, turning abstract equations into a spacecraft launch you can actually see happen. I've seen friends who struggle with math suddenly get excited to practice because they can see their progress in the game world. So I'm curious, have any of you tried using educational games to study, and if so, what subjects benefited the most? On a final note, while these games can boost engagement, they're not a silver bullet. Balance and goal setting are still crucial. Let's keep the conversation going, and I'll wrap up by saying that when used thoughtfully, online gaming can be a powerful supplement to traditional learning, not a replacement. If your Instagram feed were run by a meme-generating AI, would it become a viral sensation or a digital nightmare? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the wild world of the AI meme war, where algorithms try to be funny, but sometimes end up flooding social media with chaos. Did you know that AI-generated meme generators can produce thousands of memes per minute, pushing out content that spreads faster than any human creator could manage? Personally, I think this rapid-fire meme production is both thrilling and terrifying. It's a double-edged sword that can democratize humor, but also dilute meaningful conversation. Take the recent deepfake Doge trend, for instance, where an AI model stitched a dog's face onto a human meme template, and it went viral overnight, only to be flagged for misinformation and hate content. This shows that while AI memes can spark viral trends, they also blur the line between satire and deception, making it harder for audiences to trust what they're seeing. So chat, what do you think? Should platforms ban AI-generated memes outright, or should we just improve moderation tools and user education? Ultimately, the AI meme war isn't just a joke. It's reshaping how we detect, moderate, and even create online content, forcing us to rethink the balance between creativity and safety. Thanks for tuning in, and keep your meme filters sharp. Next week, we'll look at how AI is rewriting the rules of traditional journalism. Quick dad joke while we're at it. Imagine a world where choosing a shade of teal can make or break your portfolio. Welcome to the stock market of color. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the secret life of color swatches, how designers trade mood, and how these palettes are becoming the new stock market for creatives. Fun fact, major design firms now auction off exclusive color swatches on blockchain platforms, with buyers paying thousands of dollars for the right to use a shade in a product line. I have to say, it feels a little wild to see a splash of cobalt blue turning into a financial asset. It's like every hue has a price tag and a portfolio. Take the recent trend where a pastel teal was sold for a record $12,000, and instantly it appeared on everything from sneakers to smartphone cases, proving that color can drive consumer behavior as much as a new tech gadget. It's not just about hype either. Companies analyze how a palette performs in the market before they even hit the launch day, almost like doing market research on a paint color. So I'd love to hear from you all. If you could invest in a color swatch, which hue would you choose and why? In the end, the commodification of color is reshaping not just design, but the entire economy of aesthetics, turning mood into a measurable asset. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you next time with more color-coded stories. Hey folks, I've got a little existential gem for you. Just a quick one, I promise. Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. And that's the punchline. I'm suddenly terrified, but hey, that's the point. Laughter even when it's a little scary. Have you ever felt a flutter of anxiety just before you push open a door marked "Do Not Disturb," wondering who's inside and what they might say? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the subtle panic that pops up every time we hit that "Do not disturb" door on our front entrance. Did you know that just 20% of people actually leave a polite note on the door, yet the rest rely on the silent scream of that sign to keep strangers at bay? I honestly feel like that tiny symbol is a silent battle cry that both protects and isolates us, making us feel safe yet slightly alone. For instance, in my apartment building, a neighbor once posted a bright sticker that read, "Please knock," and it instantly reduced the number of unwanted visitors by half. It made me realize that these little rituals, knocking, ringing a bell, or just the way we phrase a note, are actually tiny building blocks of our shared community trust. So I'm curious, what's the most creative or effective way you've seen people communicate their boundaries at the door? Ultimately, the "do not disturb" door is more than a symbol. It's a reflection of how we balance personal space with communal respect. Stick around, hit that like button, and let's keep the conversation going about how we can make our front doors a safer, friendlier gateway. Hey everyone, I just read the headline that plants aren't pulling in CO2 like our models thought. Researchers at the University of Graz discovered that the natural biological nitrogen fixation is overestimated by about 50% in major climate models. This means the cooling effect we expected from plant growth under higher CO2 levels is actually much smaller. On top of that, Greenland rock samples indicate that the Prudhoe Dome ice sheet totally melted within the last 10,000 years. Honestly, this is a pretty huge wake-up call. Our confidence in how plants can buffer climate change is shrinking. It matters because it forces us to rethink mitigation strategies and could push policymakers to invest more in carbon capture and storage. My take: the models need a serious overhaul, and we should be doubling down on tech solutions while still protecting ecosystems. I'd love to hear what you all think. Are you more skeptical of green tech, or do you think nature can still surprise us? All right, that's my quick reaction. Stay tuned for more updates and keep the discussion flowing in chat. Hey everyone, today I'm diving into the wild world of WeWork and its $47 billion valuation for subleasing office space. Did you know that WeWork has just announced a staggering $47 billion valuation solely based on the value of the office space it rents out and then subleases to others? I think this figure is less about actual profits and more a reflection of how much demand there is for flexible office solutions in a post-pandemic economy. For example, their flagship New York building alone could generate $200 million in sublease income annually, turning a traditional lease into a gold mine for them. But that also raises questions about sustainability. Can they keep that level of demand, or will they face a sudden drop in occupancy that collapses the valuation? What do you think, chat? Do you see WeWork's valuation as a bubble waiting to burst, or as a legit future of work? If you're a startup founder or a corporate decision maker, understanding this model can help you negotiate better terms and foresee market shifts. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button if you want more fresh takes on the commercial real estate scene, and I'll catch you next stream. Hey folks, grab a snack and get ready for a quick laugh. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Haha, that was a classic. Guess the tomato finally got dressed for the party. All right, folks, I'm about to drop an eco joke, so green it'll make your plants blush. Eco-friendly. I'm barely friend-friendly. Hello. Even the recycled humor was a bit too sustainable for my taste. Hey chat, I just read that TikTok is signing a US joint venture deal that's set to close on January 22, 2026. Essentially, TikTok's CEO Shu Chu announced that the company will partner with a US firm to take its operations off Chinese soil, following Trump's 2025 executive order. This move means TikTok's massive 170+ million US user base will now be managed under a joint venture that meets the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. Honestly, I'm both relieved and a bit skeptical. Relieved that privacy concerns are being addressed, but skeptical about how smooth the transition will be. It matters because it could finally put an end to the years-long security debate and allow TikTok to keep operating freely in the US market. In my opinion, this is a smart compromise that balances national security with the platform's global growth ambitions. I'd love to know what you all think. Will this change make TikTok feel safer, or do you think it's just another political maneuver? Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more updates as the deal moves forward. If that smirking emoji is more than just a grin, could it be the hidden key to finding your perfect match? Hey everyone, today I'm diving into a fascinating question. Do emojis actually signal compatibility in online relationships?